Hey my friends, welcome to Lunch with Linda. So today I have a creamy Parmesan garlic chicken that I think you're going to love. So this is with chicken breasts, and what I'm doing here is I'm dredging it. You want to make a mixture. It is a half a cup of flour. It's going to sizzle a little bit when I put it down here. Yes, it is a quarter of a cup of fresh Romano or Parmesan cheese, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and salt and pepper. Oh, and the zest of a half of a lemon. So the zest is the outer part. You want to cut it off of the outer part and then make it into very, very small pieces. And then we're going to just put this in our pan. I have about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. And we're going to cook it for about 6 minutes on each side. Then we're going to take it out, and I'm going to show you the deliciousness that comes when you make a broth with cream and of course garlic. Let's see if we have room for everything here. Don't come out, Jacob. Don't come out. You may not see what I'm doing. I babysit my grandson every week, and I try to get him to go down for a nap so I can do my videos, and it doesn't always work. All right, so we're going to let that sit for about 6 minutes on each side. You don't want to flip it a lot because you want it to build up a nice crust. So 6 minutes, we'll look at the clock, and then we're going to flip it for about 6 minutes on each side. And you can see you only want to turn them once because you want there to be a nice crust on them. And I think that you can see we actually had technical difficulties. They cooked a little bit longer than I would have liked them to, but that's what happens. Then what you're going to do is add some butter to your pan and turn the heat down just a little bit. And then once the butter melts, you're going to add in 2 cloves of minced garlic and just let that cook for about a minute just to get it fragrant. Now we're going to add spinach, right? Let that cook for a little bit. And then we have a cream sauce. So the cream sauce is really what pulls it all together. And the cream sauce is basically 2/3 of a cup of sodium reduced. That's really important chicken broth because they have so much sodium in it. And then the next thing is 1 cup of heavy cream and another half a cup of that grated Parmesan. So when you cook it all in a pan like this, the nice thing is all those little bits, all those little brown bits from the chicken is already in the pan. So what that's going to do is flavor it all up. It's all going to come together and flavor it. So, oh, I can already smell the garlic. This is a pretty easy dish to make. It requires a little bit of prep, but for the most part, it's not very hard. It's not time consuming, and it's something that you can do. You just have to keep your eye on it. It's not something that you walk away from. All right, so once we get this browned a little bit, we got our garlic going. Then what we're going to do is add in our spinach, and we're going to cook this only for about 3 or 4 minutes, just for the spinach to all wilt down. All right, I really love spinach. I use it in my salads as well as my meals. All right, there we go. And we're just going to stir it up a little bit. And like I said, it just cooks for a few minutes until it wilts down. You'll see it. And then we're going to add the cream sauce. And in the meantime, we're going to get ready. We need to cut some lemons and some basil. So the basil, oh, I love fresh basil. The basil is for the end, and we grow it actually in our garden. I would highly recommend it. It's super easy to grow. It grows really, really well. It smells so good, and you can add it to so many different things. So at the end, what we're going to do here is we're going to add our lemons. So when you want to make a lemon really nice and juicy, what you want to do before you cut it is to actually roll it just for about 15 seconds back and forth, and it allows the pulp to come become separate, all right? You can also put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, and then that helps as well. So 2 little tricks that you can use. Make sure that when you use your knives, you always have a sharp knife. That's probably the most important thing. And don't ever scrape your knife back. You know, like when you push things off, always use a food scoop. That's not what you should do. And then also, a lot of people hold the knife with just their finger on the top. That's actually not the sturdiest way. You should actually hold the knife where your fingers and your thumb are on the actual blade. All right, that is the best way to hold it. You have the most control over it, and you won't ever have an issue. All right, so we're just cutting our lemons up for the later process. We are wilting nicely here, and it smells delicious. So have you tried some of my recipes? I really try to get recipes for you that you would like, and you definitely should try some of them. They're all Linda approved, and they're really good. All right, so here we go. This is now the cream sauce. So this is the combination of 2/3 of a cup of sodium reduced chicken broth, 1 cup of heavy cream. It is 1/2 a cup of the fresh Parmesan, and then of course I have more salt and pepper. And we're just going to cook this slightly. You just want to reduce it down for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. And then we're going to add the chicken back in. Oh, wait a second. I think we add the lemon first. Yep, we add the lemon first. So we're going to take these slices. We're cutting the lemons in half, and then we're cutting the lemons in rounds, and then we're going to cut the rounds in half. We're going to put them in. Then we're going to add the chicken back in and let it cook fully, although I think mine might be cooked fully because of my technical difficulties. And then we're going to add your fresh basil on top. You can roll this and cut this up, and that's it. So I'll come back with the finished product and let you see everything, but I can already tell you it smells delicious, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. All right, join me back.